heartfelt greetings to everyone attending our 9th webinar. Now, I would like to request Dr. Kiranmai Madam, organizer of this webinar, to share few thoughts with us.
Thank you, Asha. Hello. All dignitaries and all friends of today's webinar session, respected patrons of our webinar series, our management and principal, staff and friends, and Mrs. Shravan and higher authorities, and today's speaker Sai Ravinder. Hearty welcome you all for today's session. With immense pleasure, this is the 9th webinar. Hello, am I audible, Aisha?
Yes, madam, but your voice is breaking. Yes.
Harita, madam, am I audible?
Your voice is not clear, madam.
It's breaking, yeah, I'm suffering with some network issues. I informed her. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Speak of today's our session will to mostly interact with the active mode as requested by the academic issued by many students. The same time downfalls and underlying stress faced by time generation, especially students, have been facing suffocation. I can say suffocation they are suffering from. Induced is nothing but and they have side them engaged change in technology and engaged a lot. See their brain with technology, whether it is a mobile or any other tool, made them helpless decision makers and may lead, of course, forget the other side of the lot of boys are working with responsibilities. So, especially IPSF, St.Paul, Indian Pharmaceutical Society, what are the determinate ability to manage hormones like teasing in end? All these doubts are convey my student who is with St. Paul's, the coordinator, and bring me to our. Over to Aisha.
Thank you, madam. Maybe madam is facing little technical glitches. It's my privilege to read the biosketch of today's speaker, Mr. Sai Ravinder, CEO of Wissen Skills and Consulting. Sir has pursued his MBA HR from Symbiosis International University from 2000 to 2002. Currently is the CEO since Jan 2017, and his expertise lies in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, astronomy, robotics, drone, and HR, to name a few. He also held a position as Senior Vice President, Human Resource from March 2014 to Jan 2017 at Wissen Skills. He was Associate Director, Human Resources from April 2012 to Feb 2014 at Steel Wedge Technologies Private Limited. Sir has vast experience in creating, developing, implementing, and evaluating all human resources program and supporting systems to ensure an integral approach to all the HR systems, practices, policies, and procedure. Sir also worked as a senior manager HR at Partners of Oracle from April 2009 to March 2012. He was a key member in advising leadership team. He also held a position of manager HR at Meters from March 2006 to March 2009 and assistant manager HR at Satyam since June 2000 to Feb 2006. Now I invite our speaker to present his talk on the theme anger and stress management.
Thank you, Aisha. I really didn't know my profile had so much of things to be talked about. You made it so much elaborative. Thank you. So, how are all people? I really don't see any faces, and at least I can't even know the names now. But anyone who has any problem probably can also opt for the chat box. Any particular question, we can always talk about that. Message. No problem. So it's my privilege to talk to students about anger and stress management. Of course, in this pandemic, everybody is stressed out. And of course, there are anger because they are sitting at one place and not knowing what to do. Do not know what to do at one particular time. Should I do only one thing? Most students over here are stressed out for the academic examination or internal practicals or whatever you can call it as. I'm sure everybody has a valid reason to be angered, to be angry and to be stressed out. But so let's deep dive into what anger and stress management is all about. How many people in this group, probably, I mean, I don't know if I can really ask this question. Do you really think that, what is this time of anger management, man? I'm stressed out. I'm feeling sleepy after a good, nice lunch today. Should I really go through this session? Is there anyone who has this particular thing in their mind? Can raise their hands. I can make their sleep go off. Anybody? I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
I'm audible. Okay, straight.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Awesome. So Pochaya says, no, sir. For what? Am I audible or you are not angry? Pochaya, what is it regarding? Okay. Let me share the screen and from there we can probably go ahead.
Yes, sir, we'll take you the present.
All right, can you all see the screen? Is my screen visible?
No, sir, screen is not visible.
Oh, well, I share.
Sir, below this microphone symbol, you have one icon. If you press that, you will be able to share the screen.
Yeah, I did the same thing actually. So yeah, I did the same thing, and it is.
Yes, now it's visible.
Yeah.
Yes, now it's done.
All right. I'm just trying to do some stuff. Give me a second. All right, so okay, anger and stress. I really wanted to enhance this particular topic in a much better way. Probably students who are at their ages from 19 onwards, even below ages as well, they have a very typical mind about doing faster things, making their point heard, even if they think that whether it is right or wrong, and all those stuff. So there are many things that go in for anyone to be angered or to be stressed, to trigger anger or to trigger stress levels. Now, my couple of questions as part of the session is, what do you think is an anger? Is it good or bad? Anybody can really do that. So probably I would say anger is really very good. No, is anger
Yes,
good?
sir. At times it is good to show out the anger instead of keeping it inside.
All right. So I know it is. Achilles says it's good and bad. Yeah, definitely. I agree to you, Achilles. Anger is a strong feeling of being upset or annoyed because of something wrong or bad. And it can be from or by a person, probably a friend, probably a relative, probably someone from a senior fraternity or someone at the parent level, someone at the sibling level. It can be any person for any reason. It can be by a thing. Probably someone is expecting an iPhone on a very good higher version, and they've gotten a lower version, and that triggers them anger. What did I ask you? And what are you giving? What do you think? And all that stuff. All those dialogues would come into picture. Or it could be a situation. They may be late for a situation because of waiting for a friend, and the friend doesn't turn up on time. They don't have a time management, and you probably get triggered again based on situation. So many things. So my idea to convey is the long-term physical effects of uncontrolled anger, including increased anxiety, high BP or blood pressure, whatever you call an headache. This should actually be avoided, and this is really very bad. If you try doing avoiding these particular thing, then probably you can be in a very good phase of life. Anger can be a positive and useful emotion if it is expressed appropriately. Again, someone said good and bad, so this is how it can be good. Long-term strategies for anger management includes regular exercise, learning relaxation techniques, and counseling. These are very basic funda, but again, there is a huge depth of how to deal with anger. And when you're trying to do exercises or relaxation techniques, which is these are all falling into the good anger management skills. Right? Now, I wanted you all to relate. There are many kinds of angers. You can really have 16 to 17 varieties of angers, which actually falls under your emotions and skills, the feelings factor. But out of that, the 8 top angers, everybody knowingly, unknowingly carries it. Is these passive aggressive anger? Something is a volatile or a sudden anger, deliberate or intentional anger, behavioral anger, which is dangerous. We can go through one of step by step as to what these would explain about. Self-abusive anger. This is actually very dangerous, and trust me, 90% of human population who have aggressive anger strategies don't know how to control. They fall into the self-abusive anger category. Then this is chronic, again very dangerous. We'll discuss about what self-abusive and chronic angers are. Addictive and habitual anger, and last but never the least, judgmental anger. I mean, apart from these, there are many angers, many things which can probably be defined, but these are top 8 categories which probably will club or categorize all types of angers within and within all those behaviors that you would show, right? How many people do you think fall under these category? I mean, if you don't know the real examples or definitions of these, most people might, because of the kind of situation that we are in the pandemic, probably might fall in behavioral angers right now, habitual angers, or passive aggressive anger. Now let's see what every anger stage is defined. Some angers explained. I've not really gone through all the 8 angers because everything has interrelative anger categories from the other angerness. So one passive anger. The passive anger is probably most of the people have this. This one is the most avoidant type of anger and arguably the most irritating to those around such person. You can actually say that, for example, if there is your friend and you both are walking towards, say, cafeteria or a stationery, and your friend says, why don't you take a pilot pen? This is really very good to write and your handwriting will be very good. The other person, if they are passive anger, aggressive anger, acha, now do I need to listen to you? Or as if I don't know. You mind your own business, okay? I know what to do and all that stuff. So these kind of talks, when someone does to you, they are passive aggressive anger. So it indicates a person's unhealthy relationship with this emotion, believing that it's inherently wrong, punishable, and socially unacceptable. So they don't really think about if they hurt anybody's feeling or anybody's emotion with the talks that they have. They really don't get into that stuff. I told my version, this is my version, you take it or not, I don't care. So this is what they actually come with. And it can stem from certain childhood traumas, such as being forced to bottle up all the negative emotions. Most of the boys, if they cry saying, I got hurt, most of the parents say, don't cry, boys don't cry. And you bottle up that, boys should never cry. And that develops a passive aggressive anger situations. I mean, it keeps on adding the traumas. If someone really beats them and they get hurt, because my father said not to cry, I can't cry. So that's a trauma that they keep developing, and that becomes a passive anger situation. Certain management tips and directions that probably might help you in this particular situations are reconnecting with anger as a valid emotion. It's okay to be angry. There's nothing like nobody would scold you, nobody would isolate or abandon you because of these particular things. But improving communication skill, it's not about any English or things. Communication skill means, hey, I know you're angry, but is it okay if I can talk to you and relate to your angry? I also feel angry, no problem. Someone says my voice is really low. Okay, I'll try to talk a bit louder. And exploring the fear of confrontation. Some people think that this particular image will explain. So when a person says, let me explain, because of the fear of confrontation, they say, fine, whatever. I don't care. Oh, I really didn't know you also are a person to tell me about angry. Don't tell me all these things. So they don't come to a situation where they can be confronted. It's a fear that they have. And relaxation techniques are something that they really want to develop. Yeah. Relaxation techniques can be breathe in, breathe out techniques, pressing a soft ball or a smooth ball, kind of things. Volatile and sudden anger. This is what it is. I really wish nobody would fall under such sudden anger. Most of the people really get triggered very easily. This type of anger comes as if out of nowhere. It's like you have certain things in your mind that this situation, this person, or this event has to go like this, or the person has to behave with me like this, and the interaction between him and I should be like this. This is what you keep thinking, and suddenly there is a change in voice or pitch, and volatile and sudden anger comes up. What are you thinking yourself? Why do you do this? For example, most of the teachers, or probably even I, when I say that kindly please come to the class at 10 a.m. in the morning, and if a student comes at 10:05, it's okay. What happens in 5 minutes? What happens if the student is late in 15 or 20 minutes? That's okay. But some people really cannot take that person to be late to the class or a particular situation. They just say, get out. I really don't want in the class. When I said 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. Don't you know you have to be there 10 minutes before? All this volatile and sudden angerness comes into picture. So time management is something that they really look into it. It's an impulsive reaction to whatever is perceived, even the tiniest bit of annoying. Because it's so unpredictable, it can eventually force anyone around such person to walk on their tiptoes. If you see such person walking in the corridor or walking into the classroom, you just escape. You don't want to fall into their, right in front of the face. You just say, "Arey yaar, why should I fall? Come in front of him again. He'll be angry. He'll shout. He'll show his frustration on me. I better go off." And they really turn back and go off, escaping that situation. So volatile and sudden angerness is that. It can trigger journaling. Some people who have this particular volatile or sudden anger probably they can start practicing scribbling on their own pads or drawing any image that comes into mind. So trigger journaling, kind of write anything that comes into their mind. It can relax them. Relaxation techniques again, identifying physical signs before they outburst. You really need to understand that, okay, this person is late, I'm going to get angry, I need to be calm. This requires a lot of self-control. Anger is definitely controllable and manageable. The only thing that we fail to understand is it is not created by certain person, it is created by self. So for example, I'll give you a volatile and sudden anger example. Okay, um, if you are working in an office and your manager asks you to do certain work, and you fail to do that work, or you extend the time because of certain things, the manager shouts on you and he says, don't you have time sense, don't you think this is seriousness, and he shouts on you, he puts all his things. You cannot answer back to him because he's in superior authority. If you give it back to him, he may take you out of from the job, and you are in fearful situation. You bend down your head and just say, okay, I agree, this is what you have to do. But again, imagine you go to your home and your son does not give you a glass of water, which he usually does, or some habit that he fails. You put all that anger on that particular poor child, or take off all the frustration on that, because he's a very inferior person to you. And even if you kick him out of the home, he'll come back to the same home. So, because you have control over that situation. What am I trying to say is, anger is not something that is triggered. It is only because of our own behavior. It is yelled out. It forms into a situation, right? So let's see if there is a video that can help you out understand what this thing is. I'll just try to play a video. Can everyone see this video? You there? All you guys there?
No,
Yes,
sir,
Aisha,
we
can
cannot see the video.
video is
Okay, I'm
not
just trying
seen.
to. Okay, I'm just opening up. I was just trying to know answers. Are everyone in the group following what I'm trying to say? Okay, this is a video. Just I'm trying to.
Aisha madam, what happened?
Sir, we are waiting for your video.
It is already playing.
No, sir, we are unable to see it.
Oh, I thought. Is this the case
Yes,
with
sir, it's
everyone?
not visible.
Okay, actually, I thought everybody are seeing the video, so I kept calm. I was actually seeing the video.
Your
Oh, is it
screen
so?
is
My
not
bad.
being presented, sir. We lost your screen presentation also.
Oh, is it so? Okay. Oh,
Yes,
thanks.
sir.
Is it now visible?
No,
Can you
sir.
see the screen?
Now it's
Yeah,
visible.
now
Now
it
it's visible.
Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, this is the video. Let me play again. Okay.
No voice, sir. We're not getting any voice.
No voice. Okay. Is it okay? Aisha, can you listen to the voice?
Sir, we are able to see the video, but there's no audio in the video.
Okay.
Video is getting clearly, sir, but not audio is.
No problem. Okay, let's actually watch the video. Then I'll explain what the audio is all about. No problem.
Sir, we are not able to listen to you.
You're not audible, sir.
Sir, we are not audible, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you.
No, sir.
Sir, you are not audible, sir. Sir, we are not able to listen to you. We are not able to listen to you. You're not audible, sir.
Hello? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you're audible.
Such things. So I'll share the screen. Okay, now the screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now, in the video that that was playing, probably most of you have just seen the video, but not the or not have heard the audio. What it meant was there is this carpenter who was trying to lay the wooden planks on the tile, and he was successful in laying the entire tiles. One particular tile had crippled out, and he got angry that out of the so many tiles that I laid, not one came up, and how dare you come up, and he started to hit the tile. Because of one side the effort was so strong that the other side came up. So likewise he gets angry and he starts to hit the tile, and because of the angerness, the entire tile that has been laid out, that comes off. So it's a simple example that because of one small error, we make a huge mistake. One small communication gap, we assume too much. We try to not even understand that why is this person saying like that? What should I do? Is it okay if I should give time and understand? Nobody would give the time. You only try to listen and say that this is what I understand, and hence I'm angry. We all don't really listen to understand. We only listen to, okay, तुमने बोल दिया, that's okay, no problem, now hear me out. So the typical conditions that usually arises. Oh, okay, this is going from start. All right. Now, this is a behavior anger. I really don't know how many people will fall into this category, but this type of anger manifests in a very straightforward way: physical assault, physical beating, physical way of expressing feeling, and all that stuff. An enraged person can physically attack someone or start smashing and breaking inanimate objects. Such a person tends to act first and think later. They really don't have this mindset saying that this is what I should do. If I have to do that, let me think properly as to what should I do. They don't have that mindset. They just do it. They act on it. And then they realize that, oh shit, what has happened? And then they start thinking about it. So the emotion that can be overwhelming and vanish. If a person has a behavior anger which erupts just like that, it can also disappear just like that. So we tend to break things. We tend to throw off things. This is very dangerous, actually. In fact, in one of those events, a situation where there was an army training going on, there was this youngster who was probably in his 2.5 years of experience into the system. One of the senior most captains, 10, 12 years old captain, he comes and tells this 2.5, 3 years experienced guy, saying that you cannot fire this particular rifle. To fire that particular rifle, you need to undergo these trainings. So that person over there, he doesn't really understand that he's guiding me on something, and I should actually follow that. He doesn't really understand that. He just picks up that rifle and says that, how dare you tell that? See, this is how it is fired, and he fires it. He fires it, but the aim that goes and hits one of the costliest equipment in that particular region, and that explodes, costing about 1.5 to 2 crores of loss, because he only acts first, he doesn't think later. And it has been a very famous news in the recent past, about 2 3 years ago. So most of the students, when they are counseled, when they are talked to, or when they are asked to do certain things in a certain way, some people do, some people understand, but most of the people who have behavior and anger issues, they just don't do it. Arey, wo to bolte rahega yaar. I really don't get into that stuff. What I will do, I will do. If someone objects to that, then they'll start breaking things or breaking pens, or try to do certain things which are property damaging related. So for them, basically, anger management counseling is very necessary. Breathing techniques might help them a lot. Cognitive behavioral therapy, this is something that that is one-on-one. It cannot be in a group. Even if there are 10 students, and out of 10 students, if 3 people also have this behavior and anger issues, you cannot club all those 3 and give a cognitive behavioral therapy. It really boomerangs. Reason why? The behavioral percentage reaction from one person to another person will be very different. So you cannot do that. So it's a one-on-one session. And there are certain things like removing yourself from conflicting situation to regain self-control. If you think that you're going to break anything, just come out of that situation. Walk faster, walk to an area where you are talking to no one, sit and relax, and then start doing the things. Yeah. Now, self-abusive anger. This I would love to hear from you students only, whosoever is in the group. How many people think, or you can message me, don't message me in the entire group. You can message me personally over here. How many people are really self-abusive, people? They just get angry so much that they do like that. If you see that image, this type is one driven out of shame or guilt or low self-esteem in general. For example, if there is a fat woman or a fat guy, people call them different names, and they they take that talks so very to heart and mind that they start cutting their arms or writing certain things or behaving in a very different way, self-abusing them, not eating properly, shouting on every other person, talking negatively about themselves. I really don't know if someone in this group has this. If there is nobody in this group, I'm really very happy uh, not to talk about it. But yeah, it can be expressed indirectly by negative self-talk, substance abuse, physical self-harm, and or disorderly eating patterns. This is very dangerous. It can also manifest into rage outbursts. Rage is something that is uncontrollable. You just become so violent that you just start breaking things, breaking self, just throw off everything. Even the mirror, even when you throw certain objects to the mirror and the mirror breaks, your mind immediately goes to see the sharp objects of the mirror, and you take that and start scratching your, whatever is a body part that you would want to. So that is very dangerous. It can also manifest into rage outburst, which only deepens the feelings of loneliness, alienation, and guilt, and they become very isolated. If professors or teachers in this group know any student who does not really mingle or talk in a group or works in a group, sits always alone, alienates himself, abandons themselves, then I think you should really talk to them. If there is no one in this group, it's great. But if you find any such person, it could be anyone in this group or anyone from the family things, this is very dangerous. Self-abusive anger is very dangerous. Again, there is a cognitive behavioral therapy for them, positive psychology techniques, mindfulness meditation, self-love and affirmation. You need to really tell them that being fat is not a problem. Being fat, you look really very charming, and I really like you being like that. I don't like if you can reduce your weight. Reducing weight is not something that I would want to see you in. These are all self-love and affirmation that you need to really talk to them, and you need to be really genuine in talking to them and expressing your genuine feelings to them. This is very dangerous, guys. Don't get into such stuff. And in the slides going forward, I also have my number given, and or probably if you have anyone who could talk to you, who you feel that you can talk to them, please talk to them. They can help you, or I can also help you. Again, chronic anger, absolutely very dangerous. This develops with a lot of anger things. I mean, this type indicates a long-lasting and unresolved emotional issues. It can be related to parental, uh, you know, upbringing. Many parents start beating their children because of their angerness, and the child develops that mental and emotional uh, feeling, thinking capability is not really very shown, and they get into chronic. Because of getting into chronic, their body language becomes so aggressive that they start feeling headaches, they go into a fatigue mode, their heart is palpitated, tightening of the chest because of too much of aggressive breathing, pressure in the head, uncontrollable pressure, which can lead to migraine or sinus or certain other things, pressure in sinus cavities, increased BP, and tingling sensation in your feet or the fingertips, which is very, very dangerous. If you feel that there is something like that, probably you should see someone very immediately, anyone in this group. This is very common, but even if it's common, you should not really neglect that. These anger manifests themselves into a constant frustration and resentment towards others and often towards oneself. They stop attending classes. They really don't care about classes. They really don't care about attendance. They really don't care about they being passed or not, whether they are eating or not. I mean, they get into such mental and emotional disorders mentality. The management tips for the longer this type of anger is accumulated, the deep root it has. So form of psychotherapy that focuses on childhood and adolescence might be really, really helpful. Deep meditation and gratitude talking again. Have you ever come across such people in your life? Anyone in this group? I don't want you to guys name anyone. Yes or no? Anyone who can answer? Does anyone have such person in their contact who is chronically very angry or self-abusive or judgmental? Anything like that? No? Cool? Then it is better to be like that. Okay. Is it okay to be angry? It is okay to be angry, for sure. But actually, anger is an emotion we are all familiar with. It's great. No problem. Anger is very good. It is really okay to be angry. But also you need to understand that problems actually develop when our anger is not effectively executed. Derailed anger will form harm not only to ourselves but to others as well, or to both of us. So you cannot really just say that I'm angry, I don't care. We all use variety of psychological defense to cope with anger. For example, if a student is late to the class and the class teacher asks, "Why are you late?" "Madam, I missed the bus." One of the reasons, psychological defense. Second time, again late. "Why are you late again? Did you also miss the bus today?" "No, madam, the bus was on time, but the bus driver stopped for ticket." Second reason, psychological defense. That there could be any reasons. Third, again there's a late. "Oh, today also bus driver stopped for ticket checking." "No, madam, today I didn't come in the bus. Today I woke up late." So there are very different psychological defenses that a student or anybody who's habitually late, they can say it, which actually is an unhealthy factor. You need to accept, "Yes, ma'am, I'm late. What do I do?" There's nothing wrong in accepting the mistake. So you should be strong enough. Anger is neither good or bad. There is no particular definition that, yeah, your anger is good, I like you're angry. Anybody who's told them that, "Hey, I like you when you're angry," yeah? Is there anyone who's told you like that? Nobody, right? It's what matters. So the result of anger, the outcome of anger is something that derives whether it is a good anger or a bad anger. So there are good angers as well. Good anger is, okay, if someone is saying that, "Hey, I really don't think you will pass this test, okay? I really don't think that you will overcome this obstacle." So you take it in a very pride factor and say that that's a challenge and I need to do it, and you do it very effectively. That is a good anger. Then you need to show it with your actions, not your words or something. Action is in a positive, successful action. If you do it in a, "How dare you tell me like this? Who are you to tell me?" and all that stuff, then it becomes a very bad management. Yeah. What should you not do when you are in anger? Most people have this terrible anger where they think that everything is fair enough, right? So anybody who is having anger mood and does different things, you hide it. My recommendations to you all is, when you are in anger mood, you hide it and just say, I am going to talk about this, but on a different note. I really don't want to talk about this particular topic at this moment. I'll come back to you again. Hide that particular anger. If there is a question that has triggered your anger, then just walk away from that. Controlled anger. Don't really shout or react then and there. It doesn't really do good. Never go to sleep while you're still angry. Huh? It does not help. It actually ruins your complete metabolism. You are not going to sleep. You are thinking about that situation, and it is morning again. You still have that angry thing in your head and say that today I will show this guy. Yesterday he told me this, and because of that. So when someone is triggering certain things, my recommendation again, do not agitate yourself. 6 p.m. or probably 7 p.m. of the day, don't get into such situations where it will trigger angry. Don't. If you think that there is something, just leave the situation and walk off. Don't even talk. So this is something that you can do. Never go for a drive. Instead, walk. If you are going on a drive when you are angry, you might be a perfect driver, no matter what, but you will fail to focus on the other people who might not know that you are angry or something else like that. You may hit them or they may hit you. You may sustain injuries. Instead, go for a walk. Put on your music bands, earphones. Walk. Listen to good motivation speak by Sadhguru or whosoever it is that you could really relate to. Listen to good music and start doing it. Shout it from the rooftops. Unless you have a very good building, unless you have this opportunity that nobody would listen to you, go shout it. But again, if you shout it, you only have that feeling going off, but the problem is still there. So you need to be sure about, okay, shouting at the rooftop is really good, but it will just relax you. But the problem is still there. Huh? Don't really forget that. Never keep arguing. Leave the topic there and come back after careful analysis. Don't keep on arguing. If the other person is not able to understand you, they just say, okay, I get you. We will talk it later. No problem. We'll talk after 2 days, 3 days. No problem. Just give it time, come back and then try to resolve it. This is very important. Huh? When you're angry, all of us have this weapon called as phones, messaging services, WhatsApp, emails, and you mail that I'm angry. What do you think? Tick, 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 tick. All languages and the degrees that you don't even know about, all this is dumped into that particular message or email. You talk to that person in this particular language. No, when you're angry, don't email or message any person or to that particular person. It is good. It will give you relaxation. Even if your hand really goes to that WhatsApping thing saying that I have to enter this message, probably type the message and leave it. Don't enter it. At least your mind says that I have typed this message, and when I'm really in a different mood, I'll send it again. The best possible way is talk it out. I don't like this behavior kind of thing. Okay. Don't keep dwelling on it. He told me like that, she told me like that, they really don't like me, I really don't like. If you keep on dwelling on that situation, your mind is completely occupied. You don't have any other things to discuss or talk about or think about. Leave it. That's the best thing. Never take decisions when you're angry. Oh, this is beautiful. And never give promises when you're happy. Okay. Never take decisions when you're angry. Okay, you told me like that, today onwards I'll be not talking to you. All these decisions that you take, which are nowhere going to be working out, you are spoiling a relationship. It doesn't really take even a 1 minute saying that, hey, I really didn't like the way you talked. Is it okay if we can talk about it and discuss and kill this particular topic? That is how you need to really go ahead with. Nobody dares to. If you're doing it, it's great. If you're not doing it, my recommendation, please do it. Don't resort to drugs or any alcohol. This is something really very, they go into hibernate mode as if the world has ended, as if they are the only person living in it and they are the living legends on this earth. Someone told so very bad that they resort to drugs. Is it so much situation like that? You have to, my boyfriend is not talking to me, girlfriend, my dad scolded, my dad didn't send money. Arey yaar, understand why they are not able to send money, understand why are they angry, and then decide. Resorting to drugs or alcohol is a very, very no thing. Never air your grievances on social media. This is very important. I mean, I'll take a very typical example. Because I'm a cybersecurity expert, I come across lot and lot of cases. Okay, there is this guy who says that I want to hack my girlfriend's mobile, and we are like, we're listening. We asked him, why do you want to hack? She cheated on me. Why did she cheat on you? She doesn't like my attitude, and she started to omit me. I want to take grudges and revenge on her. What the hell, man? If a girl or a boy or any of the personalities are trying to say that I don't like you or I don't like that talk or situation, that means they don't like it for serious. What's the point of putting it in social media grievances and all that stuff? And if someone is doing your grievances or posting obscene contents on social media, guys, you will be really taken to task by social media, observing people called she teams or cyber forensics experts. It's going to be very serious. Don't do all this thing. Never air your grievances on social media. Leave it. Take your time. Give it 1 day, 2 day time. Then go back and say that, hey, are you in a good mood today? Can I talk to you? Now let's talk. So talking is very important. You should do that. How to cool the anger? Very, very easy. Tell yourself, take it easy. All is well, that Hamid Khan kind of thing. You should really take that. Force yourself to leave the situation. Take a time out, walk away, and avoid coming back too soon. Take a walk or go for a run. Very, very important. This will cool your anger. Trust me, I have done that. Use visualization to come down. Okay, close your eyes and picture yourself in your favorite place. This is very easy. You can do it. Is it so difficult to visualize your own self in your favorite place? It's very easy, man. Count 1 to 100, 1 to 50, whatever count that you could do, and just it'll come up. And in 1 to 10, if you're not able to come out of that situation, count again 1 to 20, 1 to 30. Keep counting. Trust me, this is the best situation to cool you off, and you will automatically come down because you're learning mathematics, and maths is something very, very important. Okay. Splash some cold water on your face. Very, very easy again. Slow down. Focus on your breathing. Conscious breathing involves take slow, deep breaths and all that stuff. This is very, very known to you because you're all from the pharmacy backgrounds, and you know that. Phone a friend. This is very easy, very, very important. Okay. You can't really pick the phone and say that who is online. Okay, this person is online. I will talk my grievance to this guy. You can't do that. You need to talk to that one friend who understands you, who actually can give you time, who has patience to listen to you, or who you can give patience and time to. That is how you talk. If you are the person, if you are a supportive friend and someone is calling you and telling them their problems, listen to it, buddy. Give time, make time. It is very important. You never know. You may also come to that time. So give an ear, calm down your friend and all that stuff. Try to replace negativity, right? If you are feeling upset, remind yourself that getting angry isn't going to fix the way that you're feeling. I will kill him, I will do that, this mind is a parachute, you can do anything, but you cannot really do it in action. So fill it with positivity. Okay? There are two videos. This videos I would love to share it with you because I don't want to lose out on the audio mode again. But I will love to tell you a story which probably you might also have heard about. All right. So there is this professor, the ball jars and the sand and marble story. I know everybody might have seen videos, everybody might have had the opportunities to go through this, but still I would love to say this. There is this professor who wants to really teach students or people what is important versus what is not important. So he comes to the class with a bottle jar, which is empty. He takes out golf balls, he takes out marbles, he takes out sand and all that stuff. The class is really looking at the professor and saying, what are you trying to tell, sir? Then he puts all the golf marbles in the ball and says that, is the jar very full? So people seeing to that particular incident, the jar, they say, yeah, it's full, no problem. Then he puts the marbles into it and say, now do you think, is it full? Yes, sir, it is full. Now he again takes that sand and puts it in the glass jar and says, now is it full or not? Yes, it is full. The class teacher is trying to give them certain idea. Now he explains that the balls which he's put in the glass jar, the glass jar is a life, right? So if you've seen that video, yes, Pratyusha has seen that video. So it's very brilliant. Most of us, I mean, in this particular group, the students over here, they may have. Um, how many people have iPhones or phones which are above 20,000 and which you did not purchase and is given by their parents or gifted? Anyone? Need not answer, okay? If you have it, the first thing that you should understand is if you are being gifted an iPhone by a parent or a brother or a sibling and you have not purchased it, that means they are valuing you. You need to value that person, parent. So the golf ball is parent that you need to really value. Most people, what they do is um, having a phone in their hand, they don't even have time to talk to a parent for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and they keep on chatting with friends for too much long. How much agony a parent might be feeling. My son has not called me, my daughter has not called me. Even if I call them, they cut the call because they're seeing a video or playing a video game or doing certain stuff. Guys, can you imagine what kind of trauma it could take them? If someone is doing like that, kindly don't do it, because life is not about video games or certain other things that you would be feeling it's important. Life is all about having good people in your life, good situations and moments in your life. The glass jar video, even if you type it on the Google jar and marbles, you will get the video. So that's what it is. Does anybody ask question? Any questions so far? Okay, I'll be trying to make it a little interesting over here. So anybody, whenever they get angry, anger can be divided into these things. Temper, I am fuming, I am annoyed, it's very irritating, I am very frustrated, he is very furious, oh, it is an outrageous, rageful, he is very ferocious, violent. All these are, the terminologies that one could use for angry. I know everybody gets angry, but here I'm trying to say something that even if your friend or, oh yeah, Prasanna Teja, I have a question. Yes, please ask me. You can mute yourself and ask. Can we control others angry? You cannot control others angry. That's what I'm trying to say. This video will be able to give you a right idea. If someone is angry, you can take their pics. Yeah. So if someone is like fuming, their face is obviously like this. When someone is angry or when you are angry, take a selfie or take their photos and say that this is exactly how you look when you are angry. So I am going to put this photo in my status or circulate it in a group saying that whenever whenever this guy is angry, this is how they look. This is how ferocious would look. And you can take selfies and probably kind of shout. This is how irritating would look. Annoyed. Yes, we can cool them, Prasanna Teja. We can surely cool them by talking to them, understanding why they are angry. Is it okay to suppress anger every time? Can it lead to emotional trauma? Akhila, yes, I'm coming to that point. I will surely come to that point, Akhila. It's a good question. Okay, let me answer to that question, Akhila, because there are many things that we could discuss. You cannot suppress anger, right? You can only control your anger to an extent that is possible. Now, how do you start doing it? You either have techniques related to it, you either have things which are in your control, like if you like to play drums, you can do drums. Okay, where is Akhila, by the way? Akhila, can I see you? Is it okay if you can come up? Is it okay to suppress anger every time? Can it lead to emotional trauma? Yeah, it can lead to emotional trauma, Akhila. We can obviously come out of this emotional trauma based on certain behavior attributes that we can carry. Now, we need to again define anger. Yeah, if you're trying to suppress anger, um, what kind of anger are you trying to suppress? Is it a behavioral anger or is it a chronic anger? What kind of things? Because when you mentioned into emotional trauma, it is something that is a judgmental anger because you are judging everything and every person with your anger. And if you're trying to do that, then you need to really suppress that anger. It is not a good thing to do. So has it caused any harm to you, Akila? If you're suppressing your anger? All right. Yeah. Yeah, stress. Akila, I'm coming to stress again. Stress is so very important. Don't get into stress. You see, you've taken two important words over here: trauma and stress. Trauma is very dangerous. Stress, everybody has it in the world. So you can't really come out of a situation saying that I am not stressed. If you're angry and stressed, that means you actually have feelings. But it depends upon how you project it. Is it good or bad? Is taking stress, too much stress, okay? Taking what amount of stress can you take depends upon what kind of anger that you're trying to suppress. So we can discuss that in detail in the above slides. So this particular slide that you're seeing on the screen will give you an idea about different ways of being angry and in what situations can you be tempered. He's a very temperamental guy. I get annoyed very easily. Some people will relate to all these words just in like that. So whenever your friend is angry or annoyed or ferocious, take a picture with them, selfie, saying that this is how you look, and I really don't like your face when you're angry. You are a beautiful person. Try not to do that. If that person is still angry, then try talking to them. Try to cool them with, uh, I believe that you are a wonderful person. A wonderful person like you also can get angry. I am really surprised. Can we not discuss on that? So you need to talk in better way to cool them off or give them certain things to talk, vent it. Okay, guys, I am. Can I give relationship between forgiveness and stress? I didn't really get that point, Mr. Poche. Can you elaborate that particular point? Forgiveness and stress. Okay, this is where Akila's question would come from. Is answered to. Does anger leads to stress? Yes, it would. Anger triggers to body's fight and flight response. You either have to fight it or you don't want to. You just escape from the situation. Fight and flight response. It triggers the body's thing, right? Other emotions that triggers this response include fear, excitement, and anxiety. Most of the people fall under that fear bracket. Excitement and anxiety only comes with a lot of experience. When I say experience, not into the anger management, but excitement and anxiety fall with work experience. As much matured you become, as much as the environment, the situations that you see, you become matured enough to react. But fear is something that even a 100-year-old kid can also have. Do you think there is a lack of awareness about mental health issue? Okay. I'm reading out. Do you think there's a lack of awareness about mental health issue among families in India? It's often put away by saying the person is going through a phase and will get over it. How to overcome it? Beautiful question, Safura. There is seriously lack of awareness about mental situation. Reason why it is lack is there are many bodies, many forums, very good societies and NGOs which actually are available to fight and give awareness about mental health. But the problem is the families in India are so diverged or they come from a different mindset that what they have seen in their childhood is also possible with this situation in the present and also can be future. Most of the families are they only think that my ward should be successful. Give come what may. I don't care about what situation or in what situation they are in. So they fail to understand, and that's how the mental health issues really trigger a lot. This is a very important topic, and actually this is a different topic discussed on a different forum. But yes, what I can relate to is mental health issues actually comes from stress and anger itself. It's a trauma in itself. You can't really neglect that, right? It's an emotion which cannot be really explained in simple topic of discussion. But do you think, do you have anyone who's going through mental health issues? Safura? Yes, no? Okay, you can type it, no problem. Right. The adrenal glands flood the body with stress hormones, causing cortisol. Cortisol, I'm sure everybody might be aware of what cortisol is. Cortisol is that enzyme that releases in your body, which gives you very swift actions without even realizing what harm you can be or what harm you could do. Cortisol is that. You should be very careful with that thing. It leads to a lot of stress. Yes, anger leads to stress, both physical, mental, and emotional as well. A lot of things that are there to relate to. Now, what is stress? Now, I'm trying to answer Akhila's and probably a little bit of Safura's question over here, and probably some people who may want to know what stress is. Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. Most of you are in emotional tension only. Physical tensions is it can be controlled because you may be working entire day, 10 hours, 12 hours in a day. You may be tired. Your mind is not really working. You're physically drained, so you can take a hot bath, cold water shower, whatever that suits you. You can just relax and sleep. So stress can be overcome in a physical, drained out manner. But what do you do when you're emotionally stressed? It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Very, very important is you can't get emotionally stressed. But we generally take that point and saying that I'm emotionally stressed. Now, if you look at this figure or image, stress actually causes by either being too anxious or too anxiety or a doubt or fear. I have put tension into red and black as well. If you have observed it properly, when tension, I mean the red tension means that when you are in stress, you are in so much tension that you don't know what to do. You start shivering. You can't really focus on anything. You just feel angry, agitated, irritated, and all that stuff. And the black tension, that's what I'm trying to add. The differentiation is you give tensions to others. With your stress, you're not only giving stress to yourself, but you're also giving stress to other people, which is really very. I mean, they are also into the same category now. So don't try to do that, right? You can ask questions, please. I would really love to answer questions. Again, the glass of water. Glass of water, you can also Google it. You'll find a lot of things. Um, it's a beautiful story where you need to really handle stress in a, if you can't handle stress, leave it. If you can handle stress, come with a solution. If you don't know what is stress and you are already in a stressful situation, then I think that's something that you should leave the situation go off. Is it bad to let out our anger when we are alone to be stress free? Yes, you can. It is good to let out our anger, but again, don't use cuss words. Don't use words. Like in the slides that I've mentioned, Akila, in the before slides, it is really good to say that I am angry. It is good to say that you are shouting in anger. But when you're shouting in anger mode, don't really insult or bring past topics. You need to really talk about that particular situation. I am angry because you did that. I really didn't expect that you would do that. At least from here on, don't do that. Please, it really doesn't help me. My mind doesn't really be okay when you're talking about that stuff. You can talk in these languages. Akila, for that matter, everyone. It is good to vent out anger, but you cannot reprimand or you cannot talk about one particular person about that. It is a situation. You just need to talk about the situation. Why did that anger come in? Why should is it? Are you responsible for that situation? Are you also involved in that particular situation? Is something that you need to question, think through, and then go forward for venting it out. These are things that can really help you. So what is something you can think while you're angry to make yourself feel better? Rachna, I always feel angry. It's like the Hulk thing. It's about controlling anger. No. When I'm saying that, anger is something that you created. It is not just that it is available everywhere in the market or with the person. You create that anger. It is because of your reaction, anger or anger triggered moment comes up. Whenever I am angry, Archie, I really go for a long walk. I write articles. I try to do paintings. I just try to talk to my mom. My mom is a very best advisor, and I shout on her as well. When she's not giving me right advice, I even shout on her. Shout on her is not like abusing or something like that. What is it, ma? You can't understand this. I'm trying to be angry on that person. My mother listens. Mothers are like that. They listen. You need to have one friend. You need to really think about who do you talk to. Go for a long walk. This is what I do. I just go for a long walk. Trust me, I go for walks even for 5 to 6 kilometers. This is how I come out of my anger. Listening to music, just walk on. I forget that moment. If you have pets at home, best stress busters. If someone is married in this group, children are stress busters. You can talk to them, you can play with them, do certain activities which are very playful, laughable. Record that particular activity. That is how you come out of your stress. There is nothing that you need to post it in the group. You just need to look at that video and start laughing. Yeah. So can you talk about forgiveness and how it is related to anger and also stress? Forgiveness is like Mahatma kind of thing, Coach Edar. You can forgive. What happens if you can't forgive? Yeah. Forgiveness is so very easy, man. And if you're thinking that the only time that you cannot forgive is when you are also involved in the mistake, right? You can't forgive. You have to forgive both of them. If someone has done really very harm, and a harm that is just anger triggered or stress related, it is better to forgive. Talk to them and say that, hey, next time don't do this, man. This is something that I don't like, and probably avoid talking to that person on these anger triggering emotions or topics. You can't really say that I am angry on you, I will take grudges on you. No, you can't do that. Anyway, a lot of people get excited and say that this person is gone. They will form groups, start teasing that person. No, don't do that, because the other person has equal emotions and feelings as much as you do have, right? Sanjana, is it good to cry out to reduce stress or tensions? Women, according to me, Sanjana, I have told this in many forums. Okay, women should cry only 3 times in their lifetime. That is it. The rest of the time, they should not cry, and their cry, and it's a men's ability not to give them that situation, or anybody's ability. Women should cry when they are taking birth or giving birth. Women should cry when they have lost a very dear person in their life. These situations, I mean, when giving birth, or when you're in situations like giving birth, for someone is giving birth and you are in there, crying is definitely inevitable. Right? Usually you need to cry in those situations only. Otherwise, you cannot cry. Women should never cry. People who are allowing them to cry, that's a different way to deal with it. You need to talk to them. You need to say that this is something that I don't like and all that stuff. Harshita says, is stress linked to anxiety and panic attacks? Yes, that's what we're coming to. What happens when you're stressed? Right topic. Some of the psychological and emotional signs that you're stressed are depression and anxiety. Okay, Harshita, this is the one. You get anger, you are irritated, you feel restless. That means you're psychologically and emotionally down, feeling overwhelmed, unmotivated, or unfocused. Trouble sleeping or sleeping too much. People even sleep too much. For me, that is good sign. I don't lie. I don't get sleep at all, first of all. So if someone is sleeping too much, sleep, no problem. Raising thoughts or constant worry, problems with your memory or concentration. You tend to forget events. Oh, tomorrow is your birthday? I really didn't know, yeah. Because your stress is dominating. Your psychological balance is not really there. You can't really be in that. So there are ways to come out of that. I'll tell you how. So you start making bad decisions and terrible mood swings. Oh, this is very important topic. Mood swings. Mood swings actually is triggered by various events. One of them is stress. various events. We'll look into the other slides going forward. But most people who are stressed out, they are depressed. Now, if you see someone depressed, or if you are depressed, what do you do? When you're depressed, you really talk to someone. In the other slides, I've given examples and kind of ideas to overcome stress. So the people that I've spoken to so far in my career related to stress, importantly stress or mood swings, if you follow them, trust me, 99.99% of your problems are solved. And this I can probably vouch it. And I'm talking to you on a very open forum on this. The ideas, the solutions that I'm trying to give you in the way forward slides, if you try to follow them consciously, correctly, you will overcome stress very easily. Yeah, and mood swings importantly. And you will overcome all this anger, irritability, restlessness, raising thoughts, problems with your memory, and all that stuff. So mood swings is very, very dangerous. What are the symptoms of stress? Aches and pains. This is something that you should be very careful about. Aches and pains in chest, in head, severe headaches, joint pains, stomach pains, abdominal pains, and so on and so forth. Chest pain or feeling like your heart is racing, physical symptoms of stress, right? Exhaustion or trouble sleeping, headaches, dizziness, or shaking. So most of the people that I see as part of my psychological counseling, they keep shaking a lot because it's a fear that they've done certain wrong, or something is going to be wrong, or someone is going to do certain wrong to them. All these feelings that comes to their mind. High blood pressure, muscle tension, or jaw clenching. Jaw clenching is something like uh, a fit kind of thing. Someone who is angry, they might realize or they might not realize as well that they keep clenching their jaws, the sound of the teeth when the friction happens. So they don't even know. Stress is that, the fit, they get fit and all that stuff, right? Stomach or digestive problems. These are common things, physical symptoms. That means when you're going through any of these things, it's a physical stress that you're going through. It could be anything, right? Now, this is important. Kindly make a note of this particular slide. Emotional and mental stress. Stress can lead to emotional and mental symptoms like anxiety, irritability, depression, very, very serious thing. Panic attacks. Panic attacks are someone sleeping, suddenly they wake up from the dream and shout, or they sweat. Panic attacks, and their heart is kind of beats so faster and all that stuff. Yeah? Sadness, for reasons not known to them, they tend to be sad without anything. I'm sad, that's it. I feel like being sad. Mood swings, and these are all emotional and mental states. Mood swings are very important. It is a bold italic underlining word. You cannot really remove this mood swings word from your things. Anusha asked me a question. People can express their anger through words, action, art, and other ways. Can we explain in very healthy way what will happen if we never express any anger? If you don't express your anger, it becomes your habit of being suppressed. People will take you for granted, Anusha. If you are angry or if you are angry with some person, you need to tell them that this action or this situation that you made, I don't like it, and I'm not liking it because it is causing a reaction to me. It is a healthy way of expressing. So, yeah, I agree to your point. In the earlier slides, I also said words, action, art, and other ways. Posting in social media or writing emails and messages. This cannot be expressed. You can't do that. You should really overcome that. You should only tell them in a healthy way, saying that sit besides them or sit across the table and say, look into their eyes, and just be in a very relaxed mode and say that I really know you're angry. I am sorry if my behavior had triggered you to be angry, but that's not my intention at all. My intentions were to just be sure that you were happy or just to pull your leg. But henceforth, I will not try to do that. I really like to maintain a good relationship with you, and let's not, give a negative opinion of this particular situation. That is a healthy way to talk. So there are many other healthy ways as well. It could be you going to giving them space. You can't really go to their space and say that, if I were you, I would have done that. No, no, no. You cannot do that. Because it is them, they are doing it. You cannot be in their place and try giving them certain situations in that, if I were you. No, that doesn't work in stressful or mood swing situations. No, it doesn't. You just need to say that, I understand you are in a very bad shape of your mind. Is it okay if I can talk to you right now, or is it okay if I can come later? First question. If they are saying that, okay, let's talk, or if they say, I can't talk right now, go, still they are angry. Okay, I will come tomorrow at the same time, but I would really love to see your smile. I miss your smile, man. I miss your smile, lady. You need to tell that and go away. Healthy way of expression. Okay. Okay, Uma says, I have one doubt. If we suppressed our anger at particular moment, will it harm to our health? Not at all. Depends upon what kind of anger. You need to again elaborate the anger. Okay. If you take my advice, Uma or Akila or anybody in the chats that I've been talking to, don't suppress your anger at all. If you are angry, tell it. If you're angry and you want to tell it, and if you think that the person will get hurt, don't. If you're angry, walk off and decide a time to come back and talk. These are the three methods. Please don't vent out. Please don't suppress anger. Suppressing anger will become rage. It will become very, very fearful. You will become violent. You will wait for a chance. If you are suppressing all the angers and things and all that, and you will burst in a way that you yourself will become very violent. Don't do that. It is not even of your age. Okay, I'll give you a little gyan sessions over here. Okay, this can be a very important thing for you. Now, I keep telling this to all my students in every class where this topic comes in. Now, what to do when you don't find? You will find that person, Purnima. Now, what do you need to do is first analyze. In your 21 years of 22 years of your life, multiply 22 into 365 days, it will come to some 6,000 or 7,000 days. All right. In that 7,000 days, the first 5 years of your birth, from the birth to 5 years, you've done really nothing. So 365 into 5 days, 1,500 to 1,800 days are just gone. You just did nothing. And every day you're sleeping for 6 hours on an average to 8 hours every day. 8 hours into, if you calculate, you have lived your life literally in your 22 years of age only for 3 years, Purnima. Now in 3 years, you didn't find anyone? No, you will find a lot of people. You will have so many people. You just need to look around your things. Yes, you cannot believe everyone and each and every person that you're talking to. You need to give time. For you to understand one person, you need to give time and space. How many times have you guys tried this, that my hobbies are listening music, playing cricket, cooking, and all this stuff. You keep talking to this, all right? Now, how many times you friends have said that, you know what, I get angry on these situations. Probably, as good friends that you are, please don't bring such issues in front of me. You need to talk healthy. Something that you are worried about in future, if you start talking that right now, it will give you a matured thinking levels. I don't think any students will talk about this. Hey, what dress are you wearing? Did you buy this there, this, that, and all that stuff? So you can't keep talking all that. Yeah, those are all petty talks, silly talks, but there are important topics also. Yeah, how to deal with anxiety mood swings, YouTube viewer. Anxiety mood swings, huh? Yeah, I'm coming to mood swings YouTube live stream. I don't know your name. I will be answering your question in probably 5 to 10 minutes from now. Right? So when your stress strategies are set your goals, have a calendar, prioritize your time, wake up in a time. I also want you to do certain exercise when you are from tomorrow onwards. If you're brushing tomorrow morning, start brushing with your opposite hand. For example, if you're brushing with your right hand, start doing with your left hand. You'll feel a lot of difference. That change is very important. Try telling to yourself, you're beautiful, you're handsome. That's how you deal with it.
One second. So, avoiding stress. You can avoid stress by avoidance or reduction. Please 1 minute. I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Students, if you're having any queries to ask to the speaker, be ready so that you get the solutions to your problem.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry, I had a call, so I just had to take it. So anyone, anxiety mood swings, I'm coming to you guys. So in the way forward slides, you'll have it. There are two main strategies to me managing stress: avoidance and reduction, right? What is avoidance and reductions is, I mean, there's also a third alternative is to live with it, but it will affect your health in the long term. You can't really live with anything as a stress. You need to avoid, you need to just be sure that you're reducing it. Avoiding stress is a matter of not putting yourself into stressful situation. For example, most people travel from one place to another place using metro transports and so on and so forth. But that time, when their time to travel, there's a huge crowd, and you can't avoid it. But you need to find a situation saying that, okay, this time there are too many people to travel, so I need to really avoid this particular time and come before or later time. That is how you try to maintain your time management or avoid a particular situation. So this is a very big topic, by the way. Being prepared to say no. How many people have a habit or have a gut to say that no, I will not do it if you're not liking it? Do you have that things to say that I will not do it? Right. So Safura Ayman, how to deal with social anxiety? Example, talking to strangers. Good question. I'll come to you. All these questions are way forwards. I'm noting it down. I'm coming to you. Yeah. Okay. So, ability to say no. If someone is saying, I don't like your behavior, what do you do? Generally, acha, as if your behavior is good. You're contradicting that. You're giving reverse back. The mature things are to say that you didn't like my behavior. Oh, may I know what behavior you didn't like? I don't think I did anything wrong to hurt you. Can we discuss on it? So this is an ability to say no in a way where you are not creating a angered or triggered situations. If you don't like it, you just say that don't like it. It is when you are going to eat some certain, pani puri or whatever it is, and you don't like the taste, you openly tell to that person, right? Bhaiya, kya banaya? You put forward your taste. I like it sweet. I like it really spicy. You put forward your taste, right? It is in the same way. It is your life vice. And you need to really say that this is what I want you to do this. If you don't like to do that, then I'm sorry, I can't deal with the situation. Yeah. Knowing your limits and being prepared to admit defeat. If you've done really wrong, admit it. If you have done certain things out of your limit, express it. You can't keep asking people saying that give value to my work. I have done so much to you. You don't even recognize my efforts. Doesn't really matter if they recognize or not. Your character is that you're doing it and you wanted to do it without anyone telling you to do. If you've done anything wrong, admit it. Nothing wrong in admitting what you've done wrong. Yes, wrong has a bigger definition, or a definition which can be understandable. You can't just kill a person, say that sorry. Sorry does not make a dead man alive. So that is not okay. You can admit it, but the dead is dead. You can't just say, okay, sit and bite a chocolate or sweet, reduces stress. Fasiruddin, good. If that helps you, then it's really nice, man. Follow Fasiruddin's advice. But don't eat too many chocolates or sweet that you're becoming obese or fat and then getting to that self-abusive anger mode. Yeah. On a lighter note, yeah, it's good. Learning to underestimate what what can't be achieved. Being prepared to make changes in your life. Yeah, being prepared to make changes. You still have started your lives, man. There are a lot of things to do. Okay, mood swings. These are the topics that that someone was asking. Mood swings are based on bipolar disorder. Some of those things. I'm not saying that this is it, or there is no other thing. Some of those things can relate to. Sleep deprivation can relate to mood swings. Low blood pressure levels. Stress, of course. Medications. Too much of medications. Someone might have certain problems in their health and they take too much medications, and because of that, their mood might swing here and there, positive or negative, whatever it is. Hormones or hormonal changes. This happens when typically teens to adult stage, that stage. It's very, very important for them to understand that mood swings are common. Female times, right? It could be during the pregnancy or during the period in a month that they go through. There are times that they undergo a lot of mood swings. Certain times we need to respect that feeling, and it is most importantly, it's a situation where nobody would tell that I am going through this. Please go through my mood swings. You need see. In a simple way, what am I trying to say is, when someone is trying to change the relationship or mood swing or behavior, understand that they are not in the right mood. And most importantly, attention, ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Most people want attention. Most people say that I am a beautiful looking guy, boy, whatever it is. Why are they not really looking at me? And the mood swings again. Okay, Dr. Tasneem has a question, sir. How can we politely say no to higher administration at workplace when we are being overburdened by tasks on and off? Dr. Tasneem, the best way to do is prepare a roster. When you're preparing a roster, all the tasks and the works that are there given to you, you need to enter and mention all of that in that particular task. Sit with that roster with the higher administration or whosoever is a person saying that this task will be achieved in this time. Do you agree to it? So that is, you come to an agreement. That is a primary way to deal with situations. Then there is a multitasking. Multitasking people are so proactive that they do each and everything. And some people they just cannot do. They take too much of work. They do everything half and half, and they face criticism saying that you can't do that. What can you do this? If you can't do that, what will you do this? So my advice is, take all that your plate can handle, and then say that, sir, I can do this only after I complete this work. I'm sure you can understand that. If you want me to do this work as well, then kindly give me an assistant or a support from someone. I would love to do it. So that is a polite way of saying no. How to cope exam stress and what impacts it can cause on students' test performance in students with prior depression and anxiety. Why should you take stress on exams? Yeah, if you're joining any course, there is bound to be having an exam, right? You just need to write an exam. Okay, guys, on a lighter note or on a serious note, however you can take it is, if I am, most people might have learned physics or social or geography or India map and all that stuff. Do you think that is helping you? All those subjects are helping you right now in your career? I don't think so. So in a simple way, when there is a test or when there is an exam, you are bound to write it. Passing is what makes you successful. You can't always think that 90%, 95%, 80%, 100% and all that stuff. Guys, with my 22 years experience, I'm telling you very honest and opinion, as an HR, I never look at person's marks, or for that matter, in the HR forums that I am in, related to or talking to, nobody will believe marks are the only basis for success. No way. I even don't tell that certificates are something that will only prove the success of a person. No. Even if you score 35, 40, whatever pass marks, your head, the knowledge and the stuff that you have in your head matters. This is important. Don't get too much stressed about marks, please. Passing is important. Yes, what you should think about is, if you are getting 35 or 40 marks, which company will give me a opportunity? Yes, that is where you need to think about. Now, companies coming for opportunities, giving you opportunities, they would not only look for your marks, they also would look at your skill, your mind, the ability to deal with and answer certain situations. These are all things that they look at. I am not saying everybody to start thinking at 35 marks. No, that's not what I mean to say. If your ability is to score 45, 50, 60 or 70, that is where you are in. You can't over push yourself or undergrade yourself. No, this is your standard, be there. You're not proving anybody in the world that 99 out of 100 is a gem, 100 on 100 is a genius. There is nothing like that, man. For that matter, anybody in this group. I am my intermediate was 66%. Yeah, I've improvised my levels to 88% in my MBA. But 66 to MBA is 22%. Now, did I lose my MBA seat because of my 66% in my intermediate and graduation? No. It all depends upon how you crack an interview, how you answer a question, how good books you read, what kind of mature decisions you take, what kind of good friends you handle, how much of good work you do. All these things matter. These are all personality and character. In the ABC letters, attitude, behavior, and character, you can only change your behavior and character. Once you have developed an attitude, till the time you die, you cannot change it. You can only control your attitude. Nobody can ever change your attitude. When I was in my schoolings and colleges, most professors used to say, change your attitude, change your attitude. How can I change my attitude, man? Control the attitude. Manage your attitude. That is it. You cannot change your attitude. Once you have an attitude, that is it. So from behavior and characters to attitude, nothing can be changed. So to answer your question, the stress in the exam question, Duri Shetty Saujanya, don't take too much stress on exams, man. Don't. Can anger lead to guilt? Akhila's question. If so, how to overcome that guilt caused by being angry in the past? Make ourselves feel better out of guilt. If you have made certain things in the past that are leading to guilt and anger, go tell sorry. You will not be, looked down, or you're not going to be a cheap person. It takes guts to say sorry. I accepted. This is my mistake. What's the point of not telling sorry? It is so very simple. So don't think that if you go back to that person in the past where you've done any wrong, that person will not respect you, or will not take you for for a righteous thing. That is his problem. Your problem was you understand and accept that you made a mistake. You also want to say that you made a mistake and you want to change that particular situation. Go back to the person and say that, hey, I'm sorry. I was not in the right senses. Please apologize. Whether you apologize or not is something that is up to you. But I am seriously apologetic. I should not have done that. I don't want to lose your relationship or friendship, whatever it is. If they accept it. If they don't accept, at least the guilt is out of your mind. That's saying that you at least have spoken to that person. This is how you deal with. It's a healthy way to deal with situation. You can't keep, submerging thoughts, suppressing your feelings. That doesn't really work, guys. Don't do that all the ways. Okay. Now, how do you control stress? This is super important, super easy. Stress is a major bipolar trigger. Keep a regular schedule. Stick to a routine to help control mood swings. It's very easy again. Practice healthy sleeping habits. Get moving. Move on. My girlfriend gave me a hand. My boyfriend gave me a hand. My mother this, that. All those things are past. Something that has gone by in the past. You cannot change it. You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything for future also. You only work towards future. Future is not in your control. What you have is your present. Move on. You have better lives, better people to keep with, better environment, better career. There are a lot of good people out of there. You just need to give a thought. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, and drugs. Write it down. What are the situations that will give you mood swings? Write it down. How do you overcome that? That is what your regular schedules are, right? Okay, if I am doing this, I am getting an angry face. I should not do this. That is how you overcome. It's very easy to overcome anger. All right. If you are stressed, now we'll start with the green one. Okay. Yasmin has a question. Let me answer her. Sir, I guess one should channelize their anger into right direction so that it comes out in a positive way. Yeah, of course. Channelizing is simple. There are many ways that that can be channelized. Go back to the person and say that I'm sorry. Channelize in a way that you don't repeat it. Channelize in a way that that particular incident or a situation or that person is not again shown the same same thing again and again. So that's how you channelize. That's a positive thing. It's very easy actually, Yasmin. So you just need to write it down, as simple as that. So when you are stressed, believe the person who you want to talk to and talk about your stress only to that person. You are not the only person having problems. Or I will keep it very simple. 80% of the people have the same problems that you are having. 20% of the population will say, thank God you also have problems. So they don't care. They will just listen. That one person in that 100% of things, that one person is something that you should really choose. It can be anyone, your professor, your colleague, your mother, father, parent, whosoever it is, brother, sister, any external person who you think that he or she will understand you, who has known you in and out and all that stuff. Second thing, try and have a mentor. It is very important. I strongly advise everyone, even the mentor, my mentor has a mentor. It is good to have a mentor. A mentor is that one person who will guide you the best because he or she is the only person who will understand your problem and will guide you to the best. Now, there's a big question. How do you choose a mentor? Choosing a mentor is absolutely easy. You just need to talk to them. When I say keep talking to them, not your problems, ideas. So is there ideas like, sir, I really want to do this. How do you think, can you help me? When someone gives you an advice and you like it, then you go for a second idea. Couple of ideas where you want right questions, right answers from that particular person, and you are satisfied that you would get a right answer always from this person, then they become a mentor. You just need to identify. They cannot be one or two mentors. No. Then there is a group of intellectuals. That's different level. Mentor is only one, right? And third stage, when you're stressed, listen to music, play, walk, cook, dance, paint, watch good movies, exercise, talk to friends, clean your area. In fact, guys, this morning I was so stressed. Trust me, I was so stressed. I can't tell you the reason, silly reason, that I cleaned both the bathrooms. That is, I just took off that stress, and I don't think that's a bad thing. My own bathroom, my own home. If I clean myself, what's wrong? So I took off that stress. Something that I also keep doing for myself is I keep on smiling and laughing. It's very good for health. So when you're in stress, if you are not getting stress, will a dog get stress? No, right? Only a human being can get a stress. If you're getting stress, you're living a life. You just have to make it positive or negative. Positive is in your hand. Negative is how you deal with it. You just need to follow these. Take a hot or a cold relaxation bath. Just sit and enjoy your own company. How many people in this group can really say that I know me myself? This is me, I, and me, myself. How many people can tell confidently? If you are there, then there is no point of being stressed out. Emotional and mental stress will only develop when you don't know yourself. If you know yourself, then there's no emotional stress at all, right? Even if someone is giving you an emotional stress, you just have to neglect it. Chill, light, take it easy. Give a break. Okay, you gave me a question, you gave me a problem, you are angry at me. Give me 1 day's time, I'll come back to you. Go back to them saying that, hi, yaar, you were angry on me. Okay, oh, sorry, you were angry. Right? Next time I will, don't do. Take it easy, man. Chill. Fourth one, I mean, if you're not able to really handle the stress, talk to a doctor or a member from medical fraternity. So they can help you a lot, much better. All right. Now comes the stories. I want to ask stories now. How many people know tortoise and hare story? Can I pick any participant directly? Am I authorized to do that? Okay, let me pick anyone. Random. I'm just picking someone random. Okay, I don't even know you. Okay, G Shailaja. I don't know. That name just popped up. G Shailaja, if you can unmute yourself. Yeah, unmute all. Okay. G Shailaja, you there? You there? Or Asha, Asra Jabin, starting random names. How to cope exam stress and what impacts it can cause in student test performance? Can you explain and read with a general question by many students? Hey, um, first of all, my advice is don't take stress. Why should you take stress in exams? When your academic has started, say probably in the month of June, say June 2021, you have started your academics. You are bound to write an examination next year, say May 2022. Why should you take stress when you are very clear about that? These are the questions, these are the things that you should learn and educate yourself and write it. Simple, educate yourself in that. Okay, some people may have stresses or become so nervous that from tomorrow there are exams. What if I fail? Can I write good? Can I get good marks? Again, whosoever has shooted this question is, my superior advice is don't take stress at all. You just need to overcome your stress only by thinking that I am going to pass this. This is going to be very easy for me. And these are all common things. Anybody, you are not the only person writing this examination. And when you're feeling that, don't combine study. When you're combine studying, you don't know, you will get into a phase that, okay, this person is asking this question. That means he's really much better than that. I am not good at that. No. If you're really worried and stressed about the examination, the output, the impact that you would come in, read single, take your time, read slow, and all that stuff. I don't think you should get into a depression or an anxiety level. What if you fail? Let's assume that you fail the examination. Would it really impact your life? Anybody? My parent would say something. Friends will laugh. I'll lose one more year. What is it? All that stuff. Every successful person that I can name out is not even a graduate. No. I don't really believe in certificates. I'm telling you, even if anybody in this group is saying that I want a job opportunity in that and this, I will just guide them that this is how you get a job opportunity, and that does not require a graduation or a certification. There are many opportunities under the iceberg model which does not require graduation. Okay, when I say this, I'm not saying quit B Pharmacy and come to me. No, guys, not that. I'm saying in general that don't really worry about failures. If you're failing, there is a better thing coming for you. Stress and anxiety will only give you trauma. That trauma will again give you to mental depression. Mental depression will lead to your other states of your mindset. Fail is fail. Chill. You're failing because you didn't put your efforts. If you have put your efforts and you still have failing, then that's not your problem really. You just put your hard work. Your parents, your surrounding people should believe that you've done a good job, and still if it happened, it happened. And usually when you're writing a good examination and good answers to questions that is suited to you, you should not really be worried. That's not your problem. Yeah. There needs to be some way out for the anger that it has very harmful effect on the health of person. One can count numbers that times the time, or take a glass of water and divert attention, or leave that place to avoid. Yes, that's right. There needs to be some way out of the anger. Yeah, that's the only way. You can't keep drinking water and gallons of water until you get out of that things. Yes, you told right. Leave that place. Divert your situation. Watch movies. Nahi Tabusam. Okay, that's an answer for you. Okay. Tortoise and Hare story. How many people know that Tortoise and Hare story has 4 versions, and everything is related to anger and stress over here. Everybody knows from the childhood stories that the tortoise and hare thought to race. The hare ran really fast. It saw the tortoise nowhere into the sight. It slept under a tree. The tortoise walked slowly past the hare and it won the race. It's simple, right? This is the only version that we talk about. Now, after this first version, second version is the hare starts thinking, how can the tortoise, being a slowest animal in that particular slowest animal race factors, how can it win the race as against the fastest animal that I am? Again, the hare goes to the tortoise and says that let's have a race once again. And this time, the hare, without stopping anywhere, it runs and it wins the race. Now, winning the race over there has created an anger in the hare. The tortoise is like, it is stressed out. What the hell, man? First time I won the race, second time I lost the race. Now it is in stress. And the hare is in anger mode. Because the first time it lost the race, how can this be in anger mode? It had really not cared about the tortoise, whether it's running, it's coming, it's actually participating in the race or not. It just runs, it wins the race. Third version. Now they both keep talking again. Okay, you think you're great, right? Let's do something. Rabbit, you run on the water. Tortoise, you run on the land. And they both decide to do that, and both fail because the time, the time supposed to utilize to win the race, that is far gone off. The third stage, it's failed. Now the fourth stage. Okay, let's keep our anger and stress aside, and let's decide what to do. Whenever there is a land, tortoise, you sit on me. Whenever there is a water, hare, you sit on me. This is the discussion that goes in between them, and they both win the race. This is the principles of life. When you are angry with someone, go and talk to them and tell them that I am angry because of this situation. Can you change that? If you can't change that, then it's okay. Let's leave this topic over here. That is how you deal with situation. Discuss. You need to talk. You can't just say that. Imagine if tortoise and hare had only one version. You would have really believed that tortoise is the fastest runner. Even if the tortoise is the fastest runner, it will win the race. You would be in the perception. Now there are versions of stories. So you will know that go talk to that person, come to an understanding, discuss together, understand each other's problem, and move forward. That is how you win the race, right? That is how you win the situation. Every problem has a solution, and every situation has a way out. We make ourselves so vulnerable, so very adapt, sponge like. We become a sponge like that. Everything we absorb and we sit tight. No, man, why should you be a sponge? Yes, in some situations you can be a sponge. In some situations you can be a wall. Repel it. Coming to the second story, nail and wall. I really am very sure that most of you guys might have heard this nail and wall story, but for those there could be one person who might not know what this nail and wall story is. There is this guy, probably in his 10 years of age, studying 5th or 6th class, very angry, very abusive, doesn't care about classworks, doesn't care about students. He's all isolated, always angry. I don't know why, kind of that situation. So the principal and the class teacher call the parent and say that your son is very angry. We can't continue his class, and I want you to take him home. The father very calmly said, okay, ma'am, I understand your problem. I know what you're going through, what you're saying. I'll take my son. I'll come back to you after 1 year. He takes his son, and on the way he says, son, why are you angry? Dad, keep me out of this. I really don't like it. You are a bad father. This, that. He keeps on abusing. So the father says, okay, son, let's do something like this. Whenever you are angry, take these nails, go hit to that wall, the wooden plank. Go hit it. And until and unless your anger is down, keep hitting the nails. That boy does it. The first day, he hit 67 nails or 70 nails. Second day, some 60 nails. As and how time progresses and comes down, there is one day where there is no nail. That means he's not angry. The boy is really very calm. He goes back to his father and says that, Dad, today I'm not angry. I have not hit any nail onto that wooden plank. You think I am really a good boy right now? The father says, Beta, you're always a good boy. That doesn't mean that you are a bad boy and all that stuff. It's just that you wanted to control. I wanted you to control your anger. Now that you feel that you controlled your anger, every day that you have not shown anger, remove the nails. So as and how time passes on, the boy removes all the nails that he's hit to that wooden plank. The boy comes very happily to his father saying that, Dad, all the nails have been removed. Now I'm a very composed guy. The father hugs that small child and says, I'm really happy to what you have grown up. But guy, listen to one thing. When you are angry, you hit that wooden plank. The shape of that wooden plank after you have removed that nails have really gone bad. Can you now look at that wall and say that this is beautiful? The boy says, no, Dad, that doesn't look really beautiful. Exactly. So when you are angry and you are shouting on top of your voice, or you are uttering bad or ugly, abusing words, you are creating a dent into the other person's mind about yourself. You become a bad person. Give it time. Just don't jump into conclusions. Don't assume things. If someone is not calling you when you are expecting a call, don't assume that they're neglecting you. They might be busy. They might be stuck up. Their phone might be having a low battery. They could have been a low balance. Anything could be possible. You just need to wait, understand, talk, and say and listen to that. Why did you not call me on time? I was waiting for you. Understand that person's story, then react to it. This what is nail and wall story. Anger management means not reacting immediately. It is to react later. So this is something that I would really love you guys to take up. Tappers and listeners, the third story. This ideally would have been seriously beautiful if I were in a classroom session. But I will send this link, tappers and listeners, to Dr. Aisha, and probably she will share it with you. It's a beautiful thing. Try and implement. I'll just give you a gist of what tappers and listeners is. So there is this. CEO of a company who keeps shouting on his employees, saying that I gave you the task. Why did you not do? I gave you that work. I told you to go there. Where is the financial report? Where is the marketing strategy? And all I keeps on shouting. One day, the CEO thinks that this team is useless, man. I really don't like this team. I need to change this team. Let them be removed from their job. I'll go find out a new team and start working new. And likewise, he keeps thinking, and he starts driving back to his home. On his way home, he sees a big banner saying that there's a big sage, a saint, who can really hear out your problems and give you suggestions and advices. The CEO just reads that message and says, why don't I give it a try? Then he goes, he meets the saint, he tells that this is the problem. My working staff is so silly, they are idiots. They don't really understand my words. They don't care about me. And he tells all that negative things to that saint about the people, the working staff. The saint calmly listens and says that, oh, that's okay, I really feel pity to you. Okay, let's do something. When he says let's do something, he gives a big pause and starts to beat his. He starts to beat. There's a music that he plays on that while he's beating on a chair or whatever it is. He asks the CEO saying that, tell me the song that I am playing. The CEO says, no, I can't understand. Then again he says, he again plays the music with his hands. He says, this is the music that is playing, that runs in my... The saint says, the music is clear in my head. Why can't you understand that music? Why is it so hard for you to catch that music? Can't you see that? Can't you listen to it? You are so dumb. And the CEO says, excuse me, hold on. You are only tapping. You are not even singing. You are not even humming. How can I know? The saint says, exactly.